The hotel receptionist slid me a room key and whispered, "Whatever you do, don't answer the door tonight." I just checked into a small hotel off the highway, middle of nowhere, Nebraska. My car had broken down an hour away, and this was the only place with vacancies. The receptionist was an older woman, maybe 60s, with silver hair and reading glasses on a chain. She seemed normal until she handed me the key card. Her hand lingered on mine. She leaned forward, voice barely audible. "Room 118. End of the hall. Lock the deadbolt. Don't answer for anyone, not even if they say it's housekeeping." I blinked. "Excuse me?" She pulled back and smiled like nothing happened. "Enjoy your stay, ma'am. Breakfast is from 6 to 9. I stood there, frozen. She turned to her computer and started typing. I wanted to ask questions, but something in her eyes said, "Don't." So I took my key and walked down the hall. Room 118 was exactly what you'd expect. Queen bed, outdated TV, bathroom that smelled like bleach. I locked the deadbolt like she said and sat on the edge of the bed. My phone was at 12%. No charger. The room phone looked ancient, but it worked. I told myself the receptionist was just paranoid. Small town, empty hotel, old woman with too much time to worry. I took a shower and got ready for bed. At 11:47 p.m., someone knocked on my door. Housekeeping. It was a man's voice. Deep, flat. I didn't move. "Ma'am? Housekeeping. I need to replace your towels." At midnight, in a hotel with maybe 5 guests total. I stayed silent. The knocking got louder. "Ma'am, open the door, please. This will only take a minute." My heart was pounding. I crept toward the door and looked through the peephole. A man stood in the hallway. He wasn't wearing a uniform, just jeans and a dark hoodie. His hands were behind his back. I backed away slowly. The knocking stopped. I heard footsteps moving away, then silence. I didn't sleep. I sat in the corner of the room with a lamp in my hands, watching the door until sunrise. At 6 a.m., I grabbed my bag and walked to the front desk. The same receptionist was there. She looked at me and her shoulders dropped with relief. "You didn't answer." "No." "Who was that?" She glanced around, then leaned close. 3 weeks ago, a woman checked into room 118. Pretty thing, traveling alone. The next morning, she was gone. Her car was still in the lot. Her suitcase was still in the room, but she vanished. My throat tightened. Police came, asked questions, found nothing. Then it happened again 2 weeks later. Different woman, same room, gone without a trace. "Why didn't you close the hotel? Call the police again?" Her eyes went dark. "My husband owns this place. He said I was being hysterical. Said those women probably just left early." She paused. "He works the night shift." I felt sick. "Is he here now?" She shook her head. "Left about an hour ago. Comes back around noon." I pulled out my phone. 8% battery. I called 911. The police arrived within 20 minutes. I told them everything. The warning, the midnight knock, the missing women. They searched the hotel. Found nothing at first. Then they checked the basement. I wasn't there when they opened the door, but I heard about it later from the detective who took my statement. 2 bodies. Both women who'd checked in alone. Both reported missing in the last month. The husband, a man named Gerald Price, was arrested at a gas station 30 miles away. He'd seen the police cars and tried to run. In his truck, they found zip ties, a stun gun, and a master key that opened every room in the hotel. The receptionist, his wife Maureen, had suspected for months, but she was terrified of him. The only thing she could do was warn the women he targeted. I was the first one who listened. The detective told me Maureen was being investigated too. Possible accessory charges. I don't know what happened to her, but I think about her every day. An old woman trapped with a monster, doing the only thing she could to save strangers without getting herself killed. She couldn't stop him, but she stopped him from getting me. I keep the room key in my desk drawer. Don't know why. Maybe to remind myself that sometimes the difference between living and dying is listening to a stranger's whisper. I never stay at roadside hotels anymore, and I always answer my gut before I answer the door.